Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back. It's Gintu, back again to the root of today. And it has been a well day, wherever you are, sit, relax, and you get today's context. It's coming very vibrantly from in the villages of Nyabohanse inside, and it's the courtesy of helping the vulnerables and to the society, making sure that they are equipped and also they are helped and supported to make sure that they are coming and enclosed with the community or the home people who are just surrounding, to make sure that they are all seen as the people or the other people who are just walking. But once on one live, we are coming to this straightforward pathway of walking to this journey of helping the people who are in need, not only the shenanigans and the telenovelas that are always coming out from the differences we have outside there, but today it's a courtesy for helping the needy people at the society. So of today, I have one of the men who is always into this position called Chacha. Hey Chacha, here we have I think it's so talk about let me see this way because of the lightings. So as you can see, if you have the good lightings, so onto this position I can just say that today courtesy it's for Chacha, and is the person who are always helping to this position, and we have been helping him to make sure that he is transformed, the house transformation to something very new and good after the look, or talk about the outer look of the house and also the inner look of the house, and also the small things that might be the challenge in terms of food, and also the medicinal, if we can just cater for that, because he is vulnerable because he had a stroke that affected him, and he's 45 years old, and is I think is the third born in terms of is the second born in terms of the boy child who are into this area. And I have one exclusive interview with the mother and also Mr. Chacho, who is just here. The mother is called Katarina. Katarina, welcome. Kuja Mbaren. So here we have Katarina, and uko na jambo la kusema? Asante.
Asante.
So yeki ukoberekerwa unaitwa nani?
Katarina Nyamboge.
Katarina Nyamboge. She's the mother to you are the mother to Nuenya Kwabo, Mr. Chacha hano, eh? So emekerengo na yo. How many years?
Ngegenta.
Erenga ugalengo gatora. Kama miaka ngapi?
Nilengo kama hagino gatora.
60 ya.
Monenende?
60 he.
Meke.
Nemeke. So she's above 80 because she's talking about she doesn't have a concept of recalling even the date. So, and Mr. Chacha, 45 years he is, and is now disabled, and he cannot also walk and also do other activities like other people are doing outside here, and that's why I chipped in, and all the people who are always supporting RNM, thank you very much for your support and making sure that people are getting the basic needs, and also aware, which is called the shelter where they're just sleeping, because he got and talk about it's like a trauma, or you can talk about a stroke, and he paralyzed one of the sides of the body, and today he's sitting here from the morning up to the evening, and also he cannot prepare some food, he cannot do anything to make sure that he is sustaining himself onto this position. So he always depend on her mother, so as he can get a little bit of food to a little bit get into the mouth, so as he can be sustained with no hunger again. And this is the life that is continuing onto the village, and we want to abolish it and make sure that he is already we can just cater for hospitality, we can cater for a good talk about cater for the children, because he has some children, so as they can just go to school. So kuja dog. Yule mwingine ako wapi? Jennifer. So let them call the children to come, so as we can know, are they going to school or what is the problem at the surrounding. So we have Nchombarani. Hai. Huyu onaacha Mbarani uobe gani? Kuja katikati.
No tatabu chama.
Sasa wetomo mahe nyuma kidogo, wesongi kidogo. Hivyo basi. So guys, we have one of the children and on sasa no mwana. Kuyar school.
Yeah,
So he's going to school and class?
No, sorry,
oh, PP2. So PP2 is like the second grade after the start, which is like the start of which is PP1 in Kenya due to curriculum knowledge that is ongoing here in Kenya, and the PP2 now is the second step after the PP1. So kuna mkubwa. So we are calling for the bigger one to come so as we can just see are they going to school. Mnakuanga na support ya ose yekebakyo school. Ngosoma bali.
Ba ngosoma.
Ngwako basumi. Nuwe ben. No kwanga na.
Kwanga na ke hali ni chure na gore gitabo kenene kenene ke boke ba kujana kisu. Nkaya nkanya nyuri ya musi. Ngakenya nkaya nkamugora nkanyora andiri kuya arubi.
Okay, guys, she's talking about she's the one who is now taking care of even the children for Mr. Chacha here, and she's speaking that even last time 2 days ago the guy was chased at home, and they need the books so as they can just be studying, so he was chased at home and to get oh, kwa hivyo unu mkungu onde. So it means that bakungu mbalenga sasa.
Bakungu asa ke uju tena nyuri amuri na nyuri na amare tambo muisiki ga amare bere kwa
ene manyere. Sasa ono onde.
Ono bono no rutu muisiki ora kire hano makamera kambiga no muntu gutu mukwa.
Na uyo kuja hapa katikati.
Na ono no onde umugo no umugo sasa unina kuye nawe igotona cha
ono maji. Exactly. So okay. So guys, she's trying to mean that Mr. Chacha had the first wife, and the first wife just got pregnant, and he just got this young boy. What's the name? Sagati. He's called Sagati, and he's Stansi Sagati. Stansi Sagati. He's called Stansi Sagati, and the first wife went and he just left the guy with 3 months, and the mother, which is the grandmother, was the one who took care of him up to the way he is right now. And she was talking about last time the guy was chased at home to look for money so as he can buy a little book so as they can go and study with it. So he came at home and stayed for like 2 days, and the grandmother got 50 shillings so as he can just buy such kind of a book so as he can go back to school. And I know this kind of the poverty that is outside here, and we are trying to make sure that we are helping them outside here to make sure that they are getting a little standard of living, to make sure that they are all encountered as the people of the society and not to be disqualified or discriminated that maybe they don't have, or this is the poverty lecture or the lesson they are maybe taught. So we have to make sure that we are putting them to be like the other people who are outside here enjoying a little bit. So I see we have a young lady here. Unaitwa nani? Jane. So she's called Jane, and I think the second wife. And now the mother was the latest one who was here, who she was here, and she left due to now the condition. Mr. Chacha is up to date, and I think wengine walienda na mama. Huyu tu ndo aliachwa kwa sababu gani? Igangi kwa nini? So she means that igangi wagea ukalinga.
Na siri ganya kwa kwa genda.
Okay. Okay. So the mom is talking about the guy, whenever the mother now decided to kick off or disappear from here because of the condition of Mr. Chacha, how he is right now, and he went back to their home, and they went with the young lady called Jen. called Jen, and whenever she reached there, she saw that that environment was not conducive for her to stay there because of the girl she is, and she thought maybe I have some uncles, I have some people who can assist me outside there in terms of parts, in terms of what, because she's a little bit now growing, and she just ran away from there, from the mother where he just went. So today she is here to the grandmother and the father also, to make sure that the father is being catered for, and I think she's the one who is withdrawing water and making sure that the father is getting a little bit of a wash sometimes, because she is the aged elder girl to the second wife who now ran away after the situation got worse. So uko grade? Class
Grade 2.
She's in grade 2. And I think, guys, in Kenya we have a new curriculum that is undertaking right now, and it's very, very heavy. It's called the CBC curriculum, and I think it's one of the curriculum that needs much of the materials, because they have art, they have music, they have complicated subjects that require much of attention. I don't know how she is always doing some homework, because the CBC class, and she, the grandmother, which is Katarina, she's the one who is taking care of them. I'm just wondering how they are just getting that the homework, how are they doing it, and she's now in grade 2, and kuna nini hauna? Kuna kila kitu kona school fees whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Ana sweta ya shule.
So
guys, they are shy. Sometimes we have to bear the circumstances, and she's now the one who is here, and she's one of the ladies here, the young ladies who are just studying with her. She's saying that she doesn't have a sweater. The fees is a problem to pay. If I've just talked about, if this young boy can get 50 shillings can be a problem, and also to get it, or to get a book for him to go back to school. So it means that there's a big problem here in terms of even fee for them to be paid for, and also to cater for their life. So the grandmother is the one who is taking care of everything, even including the father, who is Mr. Chacha here, and all the children who are just aligned up onto this position. So we are trying to make sure that we are reinforcing or transforming the home, and also make sure that we are covering it, so as the wife can come back, who is the latest wife, who is the mother to Jane here, and it's gonna be a very fantastic thing, because it's gonna help him. I know the wife friend, because of the problem he is encountering right today, and in front of us, everyone who is just seeing, he's always using this kind of a walking clutch, and it's the one that's supporting him to walk. And I think even in terms of toilet, maybe you have to hold him and go with him to where you can just help himself. And I know sometimes we don't have the quality latrines or the toilets that can cater for disability people like him, so he has to go maybe to the forest or somewhere, because sometimes I saw at the forest there a chair that's just onto they have like the plastic chair is, so it's just one of the holes is just made at the center, so as whenever he goes to the forest, they can just go and sit and make sure that he's helping himself. So this is the condition he is just suffering from, and this is the condition that made the wife to disappear from here. So we want to make sure that we are transforming and making sure that the wife is coming back to cater for the children who went and they came back, and she's the one who went and came back because of the mother. Maybe she's gonna be the one from one family to another, from this family to another, and maybe that is the habit she is up to date. So I think watoto ni wangapi mlikuwa? Watoto wanne. So they were 4 kids, and you are the manene? She's the firstborn. Now you can just imagine the people are just now the smaller children who are just following her, the young siblings, how young they are. And I think it's one of the reasons that he cannot even work. He cannot just wake up from here and just stand from here, take a djembe and go and hustle and get a little bit of money to cater for the family purposes. But we have to bear with the circumstances on how these things are being evolving into this position. So from this regard, dad, I can just say that for all the people who are just helping and making sure that Mr. Chacha is improving in terms of health-wise and also transformation of the home. Thank you very much. Kudos to you, everyone. And we have to make sure that we are supporting the family to grow and to be encountered as the people of the same family. You can just see how the guy is, and he need education right today. So what if now the father cannot even touch anything, can just use only one side is just working, the other side is not working. So the guy needs money, CBC needs money, which is the new curriculum, to buy materials, to buy books. He cannot work. So the grandmother is now subjected to such kind of the scenario that is Catherine, Katarina, and so talk about even him doesn't have the uniform to go to school. Jesus. So sometimes, guys, here in the village, you have to bear with the circumstances. You can just find that even to go to school, they can just wear the home clothes. And if the school uniform is a problem sometimes, what about the shoes? It means that the ones that he is just wearing here, the same shoes he is wearing back to school. So they need a little bit of a point so as we can cater for them in terms of hospitality. Asante sana. Nitawaita tena baadaye. Aya, bye. Sagati and Jane. So I have the mother here. Asante sana. Thank you very much.
Asante. Asante.
She means that so I can just say what she's just talking about is thank you very much for everyone who is supporting and making sure that we are improving and transforming this kind of a house of Mr. Chacha here. And she's congratulating and kudos to everyone who has performed it, and also is just talking to me that thank you very much for me bringing this courtesy so as they can have such kind of a house. So today, guys, let me talk about now this kind of a house. Asante sana Mama Katarina. Nitakuita tuweke mawazo pamoja. Alhamdulillah. Aya, asante. So you can just see she's a little bit. Asante. Asante sana. So she's aged above 80 years, and you can just see she's just walking majestically, meaning that she's still strong enough, but aged a little bit. And guys, I have the platform that is coming out of helping the needy at the society in terms of the aged people, in terms of supplying them with some green vegetables. As yesterday you saw, I was making sure that I'm planting the vegetable to help such kind of the aged people at the society and to improve their standards of living. And for the courtesy of Mr. Chacha here, and it's much respect to say that we are trying our best, and also the supporters trying our best to make sure that we are molding, because we have molded already. And after this molding, it means that we need to do the plastering, as it's now dry. I think it's now dry enough. So we have like only 1 week, but it's dry right today. And the only thing we need is let's talk about plastering, and I will be giving you much of the respondent about how can we just do such kind of the plaster and what we have entitled, and how the quotation reads about today. So about I have a book here, so as I can just have some of the notes that are going to be governing us to make sure that we are getting everything in a systematic way. Let's talk about in terms of the hospitalization. Mr. Chacha is here. Let me look for where the sababu. Let him move, guys, because of the lighting. I see it's bringing some chaos. So here is the guy, Mr. Chacha. So this is how he always moves. So we have to bear with the circumstances. So I have to take the chair and bring it closer to where you're gonna be sitting. So this is the platform now, and I think this way now a little bit the light gonna be coming, and I think we are a little bit clear from this position, and it wanna be very fantastic. So I want to be talking to him in terms of the hospitalization, as we can just hear who is maybe catering for him in terms of the nursing, or in terms of maybe you can have a sick room at home, somebody can be attending to him, so as he can improve the and see how he's just improving in terms of health wise. And this kind of the condition, I think for the people who are just studied about the medication, he need a balanced diet, and he need much of them talk about the minerals that are favorable for the strong bones, and combining and making sure that the heart rate and everything is good, and also the sugars are controlled, and it should not be subjected to much of the stress. And I think that was the big aim for us to come in and join hands to make sure that is derived from stress free, because you can just be in such kind of a condition, and the wife has just gone, all the children have just left you, you are now the one who is just struggling, and also you are 45 years old, but you're going back to your mother, so as you can just get food, you can just, no one can just wake you up. You can imagine a scenario is the only one how he can just get an emergency during the night session and get out from the house, how he can just scream out people to help him. He doesn't have a phone, the only thing is just sleeping and waking up, so it's just put unto the God. So we are trying to make sure that we are transforming such kind of a life, and you're gonna be getting assistance, and also if we can just encourage the wife to come back home. And I think I can just talk to the family where the wife went, so as whenever we transform a home, she's gonna be coming alone, because rumors says outside there people can just talk about, oh, now your home is now transformed, can you come back? So I think that's gonna be happening. So I want to be asking about the hospitalization. Hospitali unaendanga kweli ama haujawahi enda?
Niliendanga mbele.
Uliendanga?
Nilienda
Mapema. Ile kitambo kama miezi ngapi imepita?
Eti miezi.
Mwaka.
Miaka 4.
Jesus. So guys, he is talking about Mr. Chacha. He is talking about 4 years ago, he has never gone for medication or any kind of the treatment, or any kind of nursing, or any kind of maybe a nurse gonna be coming and checking the health status of him, but 4 years right now. So you can just imagine he's just sitting every day in the morning, waking up, sitting at this under this kind of a shade, which is avocado tree. Whenever it's now after lunch, he shifts to that kind of a tree, he just sits around there. So it means that it's a problem day to day. So this is the life he is always, and I think sometimes it's gonna be disgusting, sitting day to day, and sometimes you can find there's no friend who can just cherish with you, can have a story with you, because everyone is talking about now is just always at home. Because like me, I can talk about I go to Nyabuansa, I go to Mabel, I just move from one place to another, and whenever I come and sit with my friend, I can just like, oh, I went to Nyabuansa, I found this and this, but he is always here. So you need a person who has just gone this way, gone west, south, so as he can just come and relax with him and give a little bit of story. But they are not available because they think about the condition he is, and they think about, okay, this is not a place for me to be coming, or this is not a place for me to come and sit, and maybe we join and we contribute our thoughts together, we combine our efforts and make sure that maybe we are helping. And I think he was one of the great farmers during that time, because he has some banana plantation that were here, but due to unconditional circumstances of the health status, the bananas have been they are not being weeded, and now they are just left there, and there's no kind of the yields they're just providing onto that segment. So he's talking about if somebody can just get up and help him in terms of the nursings, it's gonna be very fantastic, because he need much of the people like the doctor or a nurse who can just cater for him. I think even right now it doesn't have anyone who can just even look at the nails. They're so big, guys. It means that if we can just get somebody who can do such kind of, it's gonna be very fantastic. And right today, I'm just here to make sure that I'm bringing this story out for you. Whoever can just be touched, he can just help him a lot onto this position. So in terms of hospitalization, talk about 4 years ago, he has not ever received any medication. What a pleasure, guys. And
Homa tu.
homa.
Malaria tu nikimeza dawa ninapona.
Okay. So he has a strong body. He's talking about since he got such kind of a problem, which is the stroke and also the paralyzation, he doesn't have much sickness. The only sickness he always get is malaria, and he can just got the tablets, and whenever he just swallow the tablets, everything gonna be very okay, which is a good thing. But he has maybe sometimes somebody can talk about, okay, I know that's malaria. Maybe it's a strong typhoid that's coming. It's gonna be affecting him very much. And some of the flu, talking about the flu, are the ones that are affecting him much, and that's why I'm always talking about we're gonna help him strive and make sure that he's living, even if the condition cannot be treated, but he has to live in a way that is a healthy condition. And also we have to supplement other things that are necessary for him, like the balanced diet, like the good water. And I think right now how he is, he cannot, whenever he just to the house during the night, whenever he can just, sometimes you can be thirsty during the night. I don't know who is just catering for him in terms of I want water, how he can just shout. So I am just pleading, and I'm just heartbroken, because sometimes you cannot know, emergency purposes are there, and that's why we transformed. And thank you very much, RNB, again for me mentioning your name here, as you have just helped things to run very quickly. So, and to this position, much of the people will be talking about how is it being transformed. Let me show you guys the house. The house was just like this one here, like this small kitchen, as the way it is here. And this is how this house was naked. And I think we are trying to make sure that the house is being transformed. And right today, the house is a little bit, somebody can talk about the house is a little bit good, because we had some segment, we call them, let me call them ventilations. They had very many holes that were bringing inside much of the coldness inside the house, and this was the problem. Even the iron sheet, you can even check, sometimes they are the ones that people just contributed, not the brand new, but I think it was the second hand. And I think the only brand new, it's the one that's at the far end, which is the brand new. The other ones here, they are just the second hand, that maybe you can just find somebody has demolished a house, and you go and buy from those kind of the people and help you with such kind of a thing. I think this was a charity that was done with the community to make sure that he is having a home, because during once upon a time, he had a house and it fell down and people were just around. So whenever it was about to fall, he migrated from this area and he went to some houses up here. After 2 days, the house collapsed, and people gathered and they came after like 3 months. Then they contributed timbers, they contributed, other people contributed some of the poles, some contributed iron sheet, as you can just see the second hand iron sheet. Some contributed nails. So people came together and make sure that they are helping him cater for this kind of a life. And they constructed this kind of a house, and they just molded it the first round only, like the way this kitchen, it's how it is. And all the talk about the rafts are just outside, showing themselves here, outside here. And this is how this house was. So we have transformed it by molding it again outside and inside, to make sure that if somebody can help in terms of plastering, it's gonna be very fine. And I'm gonna be giving you a quotation that, so guys, the battery had gone off a little bit because of the hotness. It's very, very sunny. And I was talking about some of the people were talking about we shall have a window. I think, guys, you can just check onto this position. We have a window, but it's a little bit smaller from this position, and it's sealed with the iron sheet. It means that it's permanently sealed, but there's no window that can be opening with the hinges and something like that. And the door, we talked about the door here that's available onto this position. It's the one that's acting 2 times, and it's called now we can call it 2-in-1. So it's closing the outer part the outer part, and it's just closing the door coming in to the bedroom section because of this here. So you can just check, it's just closing here, and it can close the bedroom section. So inside here we have already transformed already, and you can just see how the house is looking like. Only one table, one chair, and the chair is not the chair for somebody to be comfortable. It's just a skeleton, and you can just see now we sealed. And now I was talking about, look at how the iron sheets are looking like. So this, you will think it's the stars during the night, but this is how the holes are onto the iron sheet, and this is the effect, because whenever it rains, it means that we're gonna be having much problem. Look at how even they're just subjected onto the walls, and how they're just looking like. The iron sheets are old, and I talked about they were donated by people. Whenever you see that, okay, this iron sheet, maybe I have removed it from my house, let me donate it to this kind of a person, so as it can be helped. So I think that was a good idea, and it has helped because he has now a house. So from this platform I was talking about, if we can just have a good humor and also pleading to everyone who is just listening to this video, and it's my humble request and pleading at the same time, if you can just transform Mr. Chacha'S life, which is a home transformation, to something better, and also bring back the wife who just went due to unconditional circumstances that he is passing through. So from this platform I'm going to be talking about how we agreed about how to transform this house. We talked about if somebody can just talk about let's transform him in terms of constructing a new house, is going to be perfect. We're going to be doing it very perfectly. But I think this house, it was misled, because this is the upper section, this is the lower section. It could be constructed where this kitchen is located, as this is the upper place, because here in the traditional as Koreans here, also the father should be on the north side of the home, and also the children, like now the first and the second, should be at the talk about the west and the eastern. The southern, it's the gate where the entry is always. But here you can just see from my eastwards here we have now the house of Mr. Chacha. At the north we have the kitchen, which is not a good transformation to the village here. So if somebody can just talk about let's transform his home again, and make sure that we are coming as a charity team to support him. We can just construct a big one up here, and maybe you can just squeeze it to the other side, because he has a very good plot that is just onto that far end. It means that we can have a good house, like 2 or 3 bedroom, because the children want to sleep. And also if the mother would come, because they talk about he has a wife who went, maybe gonna be coming whenever we transform the home. You can never know. This is Africa. Whenever a wife hears, okay, now is well-being, now there's money a little bit flowing there, there's it has been transformed the home, now maybe there's a plaster there, the wife gonna run line like a safari rally to this position, make sure that they are keeping in touch, and all the things are just left the way they are. So onto it's very sunny, guys, and let me go back to this position, and so as I can just have a little thought to the mother, and to conclude the video from this position. So guys, yeah, a little bit good onto this position here. So this is a relaxing area. They always come out and relax, and I think due to this avocado tree and the shelter that is provided onto this position. So I was talking about the things that are always needed here in terms of transforming this house into a new model house, which is called a semi-permanent here in Africa. But it's one that is being constructed with mud, but plastered, like the other area you can just see there. It's plastered, and it's very okay, coming out very decent from that position. So the things that might be needed much from this area, we need much of the cement. We need like 35 bags of cement, which is one is going up to 950, which is about $8 there per each bag. We need 35 of them. We need sand, which is one trip of a tipper, which is just one will be enough for plastering inside and outside of the house, and also the small kitchen house that is here, and also the floor and the skirting part of the house if we want to transform it. And also from there there it's gonna do what's called the rough cast outside, as we're gonna be transforming it in a new way. And also we need iron sheets, because these ones here, guys, we even check, they have spots and holes from top, and whenever it rains, it means that the house is always full of water, and there's nowhere you can just talk about I'm sheltering myself from rain. So it's just like outside like inside. So this is how this house is. And also we're gonna be talking about the door. We're gonna be needing much over 2 doors here, and it's much over 3 doors, one for the kitchen, one for the bedroom, and one for the sitting room or the entrance door, and to this position. And other thing we have here, we need some nails which gonna be supporting us in terms of iron sheet, and also the door fixation. And we talked about even windows. We're gonna be having a very big windows here, not only the small ones that are always here. We're gonna be having at the 2 windows at the dining room, and 1 window inside. Talk about, we have the outside of this area and the inner side of that area. So we're gonna be having 4 windows, 3 windows at once from this house, which is the big one, and the kitchen has 1. So we have 4 windows at large. So they need, maybe somebody can talk about, we can have the timber one, or we can just have the aluminium one or the steel ones that are more stronger. And also the nails are going to be making sense there. And also we need some of the poles which can have to restrain or make sure that we are demarcating the area and enclosing that area, that this is going to be one of, because everyone who is just around the village here is enclosing themselves or enclosing the family, making sure that they are inside. So as we can even transform it onto this position and make sure that he's inside and having 1 door, because here you can just come from every angle and access the home and access to the door. And also you have just seen the door. It's not even the one that you can just have kick it once and it can just fall down. So it was just put there for the purposes that it's just there and to the house to make sure that it's maybe providing some security, which is a good reason they have made. And the house, as I've just gone inside, it's totally dark. So we need a window which is very big outside here. That is, you can even check from that house there. It has a window outside, and we have the inner side where now people can just go in. So even outside here, we're going to be having a window that is even bringing light, and also talk about good let's talk about good air, and good air inside, because you need much of the air. And I think even the bedroom, I don't know how he's just sleeping, and it doesn't have any light here. I have not even see any light, guys. So we need to transform this area, because we can even buy some lamps and help him in terms of solar system, and also having light here, because even the emergency purpose, it doesn't have a phone. The only thing is maybe wanna wake up, maybe rush and cry. So it's gonna be something that even you can just lit once, it can get much of the light onto the house, and which can be more protective. And also we can just get some of the timbers that will help us in terms of the skirting, and also getting a small veranda outside. It's gonna be put in terms of the timbers gonna help there. If we want to make the kitchen doors or the kitchen windows, gonna be helping the timbers to make sure that is getting something good. And also we need some of the bricks, because to make a small veranda outside here, like the one you can just see there, it's in the red down there, it's just made with the bricks, which can just be put outside here, and it's like 300 bricks gonna be enough for this only house. If you're gonna be transforming it into a bigger one, it's gonna be very fantastic, as we're gonna be now budgeting in another way, as I'm gonna substitute and make sure that the other budget is coming in. So up to that position, I can just say that only the labor again gonna be there, and I think water can just take care of water, because I can make sure that I'm supplying water fully, as we have a pickup which is always at home, and I can just say that okay, this 2,000 I can just pay, or these 2 trips or 3, 4 I can just pay for it, and I can just deliver here some water, because containers or the jerrycans I'll always have, and we always do such kind of a job. And this is an opportunity that we always offer outside here. if I have that position to offer this kind of the services. From this position, guys, I think you have got much of what we need to be transformed at Chacha'S home, and we're gonna be helping him to make sure that he is looking himself like other people who are outside here. So from your courtesy, guys, thank you very much for you being part of this team as we did all the smearing. I just appreciate for everyone who took the position, because it was a volunteer and making it happen, and we made this thing happen. The only thing is it has dried up already. For the person who can just talk about, can you start bringing materials, it's gonna be very effective, as outside it's now very, very dry. But I think even iron sheet, guys, and this is just a pleading, iron sheet, they need a little bit of a focus, which is a change from this position. But a kitchen, it's very well, it's gonna be transformed the way it is. So I'm just wondering if how everything is just here. Vyombo za jikoni ziko, alienda na kila kitu. Jesus. So it means that even the kitchen utensils, the woman went with everything, guys. Even that's why I've just entered there, and I was just showing the only table is there, a very funny table is there, and a seat, does it have even a formula is there. That's the things that were left here, and other things were just carried, and the woman who was the wife went with everything. So it means that we have to start even with sufurias here. It means that here we have to transform everything. So maybe we have to look for the wife to come back and make sure that she comes back with all the things, or I don't know how we can just do it, but we have to reinforce ourselves and make sure that we are having a heartfelt to Mr. Chacha, who is here and sitting down always, and Jesus, I cannot even explain much of the things that maybe he is encountering. You can never know, guys, what he is just feeling from the heart. He cannot express them all because of unconditional circumstances, but he has much of the things he is feeling from inside that he cannot pronounce them outside here. He cannot say them outside there. So we have to bear with the circumstances, how they are coming. And I think whenever we see that, because I have a transformation of coming with the green vegetables that will help all the aged people, I will be putting him in one of the platform, so as he's gonna be supplied with the greens, and also Mama Catherine will be part of the program, as I will be making sure that I'm rendering them with the vegetables that will be so green from the shamba direct. So from the conclusion now, we can talk about Mr. Chacha. Asante sana kwa sababu, you know, guys, it's not very easy. Some people outside there that are talking much about, okay, these YouTubers, I don't know this and this and that, but he knows what we have to do, because not much of the people can promise and make it, because I told him I want to be coming and smear the house. Maybe he had that determination that Gintu gonna be coming back, and I think that's the focus he has just made. And right today, I'm coming here to make sure that he is happy always. And sometimes I do leave him with a little bit of something, so as he can get, maybe if he wants soap, because I know sometimes, guys, you cannot go and ask your mother always. Look at the mother, she's here, Mama Katarina, asking her for the soap, and you are, you know, sometimes it's gonna be disgusting. So I have to cater for some things that are small, because it's not a problem to come out from this segment. And thank you very much, Mama Katarina. Asante sana. Asante sana. Asante. So she's talking, thank you very much for everyone who has been part of the team and making sure that this area is transformed. And to Mr. Chacha again, shukrani. Asante sana. Thank you very much for everyone who is a part of the team, and we really appreciate and say kudos to everyone and respect, and everything is coming to you live, one-on-one. Maybe I might have forgotten something. Let me check about my notes here, guys. So because I have a very big book, it has much of the things to be entitled. So yes, guys, yes. Exactly. So guys, you know, there's one person who is called RNM, and is the one who is supporting Mr. Chacha to be transformed, the house to be transformed, and the home to be transformed as a whole. And she needs much of the support from other people outside who can just render and say that, okay, I'll put it this way, or I'll just help in this, or I'll help in that. And it's gonna be very, very awesome whenever we just join our hands together so as we can deliver our services and to this condition. So guys, I want to be ending in this platform and say thank you very much for everyone who will be touched with this story, and also we have reached unto this end of this video. Thank you very much, as we're going to be transforming Mr. Chacha and transforming his home to a new home very, very soon. Keep it in touch, keep it locked. Other things are coming to you live, other videos are following. Keep it in touch, keep it locked. And this is the end.